loves, what is good? It's your girl Victoria Jane, and today it's been a long time, but we're finally going to dive in and do a brow tutorial. I have had this question for so damn long, and exactly what I use product wise, colors, because I mean I changed the color of my brows quite a lot depending on my hair color. As you can see now, we are pink. If you don't already, check out my Instagram. I have a few pictures uploaded already of my new hair. But yeah, we're going to dive in and I'm going to tell you exactly what products I'm using currently for my brows. I do change them up quite a lot, so I could do maybe a, I don't know, every 6 months kind of tutorial of what I use on my brows. I like to dive in and use new products that have just been released or most raved about. So if you guys want to see that, then obviously let me know down below. But anyways, let's get into the video. Okay guys, so I have zoomed you in. I'm now going to obviously just show you on how I achieve my more fuller, fluffy brows. These are quite your Instagram vibe. I've always loved thick, heavy brows personally. Obviously some people might not, but hey, I'm just here today to show you how I like my brows and how I do them with what products that I use. So first thing that I normally go in with, I change my products a lot. But currently I've been using 3 favorites right now, and the first one is the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade in the shade Chocolate. Now I'm just going to take that on a brow brush. I've got the Milani one here. There isn't a name or anything, but as you can see, it's got the angled brush at the sides, and then it has a spoolie on the other. Or the Anastasia 7B, which is quite longer, so obviously it depends on what you prefer, but I'm just going to go in with this one just now. So what I do is I take product by product. I don't like to shove on a whole load onto my brush because this stuff is very dark, it's quite thick, and yeah, I just want it to be able to get a smooth process without going too full at once. So I'd rather have a more buildable consistency. So what I normally do is I'll brush up the hairs first of all. Just get them nice and pushed up so I can get this product in evenly without it going in and attaching to too many of the hairs. And normally what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the end of my brow. I'm wanting obviously this part to be just a little bit fuller, so I'm going to go in with my brush and basically just line out my brow on how thick I want it to be. I do go over my actual line of my brow. As you can see, they're quite high arched. I will take that slightly down just so that it gives me more of a definition. And for the tail, I'm just going to drag that out like so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the rest of the end of the tail. So I'm just taking a little bit more of that product and going in and just smoothing out over the hairs. We're not worrying about the top of the brow just now. That can get messy if it wants to. But I'm just wanting to fill that in, and already look how much fuller that is. It looks crazy on camera, I'm aware, but let me just blend that out in a second and it will look much more better. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top of the brow and I'm going to carve that out. A lot of people don't want to go to the top of the brow just because then it does look very defined and quite, what's the word? Just bold, very bold in your face. I don't mind that. I mean, I like my brows to be a part of my face. I like them to be there. So I'm going to just carve that out just above my natural hairline. And I'm not going to take this line all the way to the front because we're going to use a different product for that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the natural shape of my brow, but just I've taken it above the natural hairline where it starts. So I'm going to curve it just a wee bit. I don't like my eyebrows to be too sharp, as in shape wise. I like it to be soft and rounded at the top, just so it has still got that arch that I've got, but nothing too dramatic. And now I'm just going into any wee bits that I think need a bit more filled in and a bit more defined. And now I'm just going to take the middle almost part and blend that in softly with whatever product I've got on excess. I am going to go in with another product at the front of the brow, so I am leaving that completely just now. But that is my shape done for my brow. That's all I have to do. So the Dipbrow, I honestly recommend 1000%. There is cheaper alternatives out there if you don't want to go for a pricey brow product. The Makeup Revolution Dipbrow Pomade is amazing. This I have just loved recently. Well, not recently, I've been using it again recently, but I've loved this ever since I received it. And yeah, it's a go-to. I think no matter what, as soon as you try this, it's got to be in one of your favorites for brow products. So now what I'm going to do, this is where I will take my other brush. So I'm now going to go into the Anastasia 7B. Again, you can just clean off the excess off this, but your girl's lazy and this was sitting right here. So what I'm actually now going to go into is a eyeshadow. Now, I have used plenty of products for brows, as in powders, pomades, actual pencils, but for me, a handy eyeshadow is amazing, and it's a cheap alternative in my opinion, especially for the one I've went for. This is from Sleek, it's in the shade No Limits. I'm going to use this to basically fill in the front of my brows. I'm not going to do that whole block effect. I personally don't suit that. I like to go for a more faded, almost blended out powder finish at the front. So I'm going to take a little bit of product and just tap off the rest, because this stuff can be a wee bit powdery, but it's fine. It's for the brows anyways, so I don't mind. And I'm going to go in with a very light hand and basically just blend this product into the pomade that we've just put down. And wherever my hairs finish, I don't pluck in here, I just leave it to grow out, and only will pluck just like the very middle of like my monobrow, because I don't suit that stuff. But we're just going to take this to the very end basically of the hair, very light hand still, and just following my natural shape at the front. Just like that. I'm going to take the spoolie end of this brush and just brush through all of that. So this is going to further out the product along the front. And normally I just take my finger and I'll just blend out the rest with that. Like so. So there you can have a more faded effect. You can go back in and disperse the product even more if you want to. There's just a wee bit here that needed filling out, just so it has that really nice gradient that I prefer personally for my brows. Just like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a concealer or a base, if you will, for then when you place down your eyeshadows. Me personally, I like to do this because one, it carves out the brows beautifully. I don't really like finishing it just like that. I've been doing this for God knows how long, years and years, and it's just how I prefer it. So I'm going to go in with my P. Louise Bada Base right here. If you don't already know them, get on it, it's great. I mean, everyone knows it's great. If you do not want to splurge out on this, the mini or like original size is only £10, and you get the same amount of product in it that you would with the MAC Pro Longwear, which is £16, and the mini P. Louise or original size is only £10. So you can obviously try that out and see what works best for you. But a personal fave of mine, which is only £1.99. £1.99. Let me tell you. It is Collection Concealer right here. You can get this in Boots. I'm not sure if you can get it online, but in the UK, Boots, Superdrug, all that kind of stores, you can get this in oh, guys, it's so good. I have the shade 0, which is extra fair. Just then I do get a very clean white base for my eyeshadows to pop. And yeah, I just love this stuff. It's got a great consistency. It blends out beautifully and it goes on and glides gorgeous. So I 100% recommend this. And all I'm going to do is get a flat brush like so, very thin, and I use this just to carve out my brows. And I'm going to take just a little bit of that product, just coat the brush, and we go to town. So all I'm going to do is lightly press this down first, and I'm basically just going to follow the line that we made with the pomade and the powder, and I'm just going to go underneath and sharpen it up. So once I've got that nice and carved, I'm just going to drag that product or the base down and just make it more blended out. And I'm going to go with this all over the lid and then use a buffing brush to blend this out further. As you can see, it just gives me a plain base to then go in with any color that I want or any style of like a cut crease spotlight. And I'm just going to go in with a Unicorn Cosmetics brush like so. It's a nice blending buffer brush. and I'm gonna just blend that in. This also gets rid of any veins that I have. I've got quite veiny lids. I don't know if you can see, but they are quite potent right there. So I normally go over with a base or a concealer of some sort just to help cover that veins as well, because I want it to be nice and clear and just smooth looking. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go on do the other eyebrow off camera, and I'll get back to you and we'll finish off the rest. Okay guys, so that is both brows done. As you can see, they are a lot more defined than they were before. Quite bold, but again, I like that. And so lastly, what I'm going to go in with is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And this is just going to hold in all my hairs in place throughout the day. So no matter what I'm doing, they're going to be stuck down and good to go. So I'm just going to go in with the front of the hairs first. And I'm just basically going to push this product through into the end of the tail. This can let your brows be very full and thick on their own. So if you want to push them all the way up with the product, you can. And it leaves them looking very bushy and just full of volume. Like so. And I'm going to do the same with the other side again, starting from the front and just pushing this product back through into the end of the tail. Like so. What I'm going to do is just add on a little bit of makeup just so that I can look more alive and put together, if you will, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got the full face on. I look a bit more alive. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in with a favourite highlighter of mine. It's from Wet n Wild and it is in the shade Golden Blossom, I believe. No, Blossom Glow. I get that confused every damn time. But all I'm going to do is just get a flat brush again, like so, but a different one. And all I'm going to do is just take a wee bit of product, tapping off. And all I'm going to do is just take that onto the brow bone. This is a personal preference of mine, which I like. I like just adding that wee bit of glow there as well. As you can see, it's quite plain and flat looking there. But there, it's just got that extra bit of dimension. And I'm going to do the exact same to the other brow. And you can use as much product or as less as you want. And for me personally, I like to use a shade that is matching the highlight on my face. So as you can see, that's just giving it a bit more dimension. But yeah, that is just all finished. It has been a long requested time for me to do this. I know a lot of you have asked about my eyebrows and exactly what I use. I change it up every so often, so I can do like an updated brow tutorial every 6 months, 3 to 6 months, something like that. I don't know, I change it a lot. So yeah, I'm always finding new products and things that work with me and like color wise, and yeah, I'm just so glad that I'm able to get this finally out to you. So apologies for the wait, but thank you as well for the request. Anything else you'd like to see from me, please leave below in the description box as always. And yeah, that is us done. So thank you so much for watching. It is much appreciated as always. You know I love you guys so much, and yeah, I just love making videos for you. It's hella fun, and yeah, it's just something different. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.